Hello, I'm Cameron Walker and you're watching GBNews Originals, and in an exclusive, Prince Harry has paid special tribute to his late grandfather Prince Philip in a personal letter secretly placed at the National Memorial Arboretum after Friday's national service of remembrance attended by King Charles and Queen Camilla. Now, the Duke of Sussex asks a friend to discreetly place the letter and a wreath at the Burma Star Memorial in Staffordshire after Their Majesties had departed in an effort, I understand, not to distract from official royal commemorations which marked 80 years since Japan's surrender at the end of the Second World War. Now, Friday's service brought together 33 veterans aged between 96 and 105 who served in the Far East and Pacific, alongside King Charles, Queen Camilla and the Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer. Now, in the poignant letter, Prince Harry said, "For me, this anniversary carries an added layer of meaning. My late grandfather, Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, served in the Pacific campaign. He spoke with quiet humility about those years, but I know how deeply he respected all who stood beside him in that theatre of war. Today, as I think of him, I think also of each of you, of the shared hardships, the bonds forged, and the legacy you leave."
If you're a US resident, let's face it, things feel uncertain right now. America's national debt, over $36 trillion and climbing. Inflation, still eating away at your savings. And the dollar, down nearly 8% this year, with more countries walking away from it. Meanwhile, the markets, one day they're up, the next day, trillions gone in a blink. So it's no surprise people are asking, where can I actually put my money and sleep at night? That's why more investors are turning to gold and silver. Gold's up over 24% this year, smashing records and soaring past $3,300 an ounce. And some analysts say we could see $6,000 gold before the end of Trump's term. And silver, it's heating up fast, driven by demand in tech, solar and defence. Some analysts say it could double in value this year. If you've been thinking about moving part of your IRA or 401k into gold or silver, tax and penalty free, our friends at Priority Gold make it simple. They're endorsed by Rich Dad's Robert Kiyosaki, ranked number 1 by Forbes and Financial Services Review, and trusted by thousands of everyday Americans. Right now, GBNews viewers can get a free wealth preservation guide from Priority Gold. It shows you exactly how to add real gold and silver to your IRA or 401k tax and penalty free. Step by step, plain English, no pressure, just smart information you can act on. Just scan the QR code, click the link in the description below, or if you're a US resident, text WEALTH to 24999. That's WEALTH to 24999 and claim your free guide today. The price of gold can go down as well as up. Past performance does not indicate future performance. Only invest what you can afford.
Now, the Duke of Sussex was understood to be close to his late grandfather before he died, and previously described him as a man of service, honour and great humour. The late Duke of Edinburgh was mentioned in dispatches for his bravery during the Battle of Cape Matapan in the early years of the war, before serving in the Far East. Prince Philip, husband of the late Queen Elizabeth II, was also present in Tokyo Bay for the formal Japanese surrender in September 1945, almost 80 years ago. Last Friday, King Charles addressed the nation to pay tribute to the so-called Forgotten Army, recalling his grandfather, King George VI's broadcast on VJ Day in 1945. His Majesty also praised the leadership of his great-uncle, Lord Mountbatten, but did not mention his father, Prince Philip. Prince Harry's tribute to his late grandfather forms part of a lengthy statement thanking the men and women for their sacrifice for the freedom of future generations. In his letter addressed to the Forgotten Army, the Duke of Sussex said, "On this 80th anniversary of VJ Day, we pause to remember the day the guns fell silent across the world, the true end of the Second World War. We also pause to recognise you, the men and women of the Forgotten Army, whose courage and endurance in the Far East campaign were anything but forgettable. You faced an enemy determined to the last, fought in unforgiving terrain, and endured months, even years, far from home in conditions most could scarcely imagine. Your service in the jungles and mountains of Burma and beyond was marked by grit, unity, and sacrifice. It is because of that sacrifice that generations since, myself included, have been able to live in freedom. From the lessons of that bitter struggle came the understanding that even the fiercest of foes can in time become valued partners in peace. Today, as both our nations mark this anniversary, we acknowledge the respect earned, the lives lost, and the enduring hardship that has since taken root. For me, this anniversary carries an added layer of meaning. My late grandfather, Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, served in the Pacific Campaign. He spoke with quiet humility about those years, but I know how deeply he respected all who stood beside him in that theatre of war. Today, as I think of him, I think also of each of you, of the shared hardships, the bonds forged, and the legacy you leave. I am humbled by your example, proud of your service and dedication, and profoundly grateful for what you endured. Your story is part of our shared heritage, and it must never be forgotten. With the deepest respect, thank you. And he signed the letter, Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex. Now, Prince Harry served in the British Army for 10 years, including 2 tours of Afghanistan. With the help of the Royal Foundation, formerly known as the Royal Foundation of the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge and Prince Harry, i.e. Prince William and Catherine, he founded the Invictus Games in 2014, which offers a recovery pathway for international wounded, injured and sick servicemen and women in a Paralympic-style competition. The Invictus Games is coming to Birmingham in 2027, and Prince Harry has reportedly invited his father, King Charles, adding to the speculation that both sides could reconcile their fractured relationship. Now, what I think this shows, that Prince Harry has secretly put this letter here, is that he wanted to be discreet. He didn't really want to distract from the official royal commemorations that took place on Friday, i.e. King Charles leading the nation alongside his wife, Queen Camilla, and the official statement we got from the Prince and Princess of Wales on their social media feeds. This wasn't a press release, this was me digging and then finding out some information and of course acquiring those photographs of the wreath and the letter themselves. And I think what Prince Harry is trying to do here, what I've noticed over the last month or two, is trying to pivot towards philanthropy, but also focusing more on the military side of things, so paying tribute to the fallen veterans rather than talking about, commercial deals or selling royal secrets, which of course he has done in the past. I was asked by Tom Harwis, my colleague here at GBNews earlier on, is this a sign that Prince Harry is coming back to Great Britain? I think the answer to that is no. His life is very much in the United States. Of course, he is still in a dispute over the kind of security he and his family gets when he comes to the UK, so I don't see that happening. But what I do see happening perhaps is more of a focus and more on the shifting of the spotlight onto his military projects, including the Invictus Games, but also Scotty's Little Soldiers, which is a UK-based charity supporting children who's lost a parent through conflict, particularly those, of course, serving in the military. So I think that's where we're seeing Prince Harry heading, focusing more on that rather than selling royal secrets, but I think he's firmly in the United States for the time being.